In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the things I'm aiming to do to feel a sense of achievement by the end of this year. Hi, my name is Victoria, and over the last couple of years, I've been feeling that life has just been passing me by. I realised that I wasn't doing anything. I was getting up in the morning, going to work, coming home and watching TV. That was nice, but a little bit boring and a little bit monotonous. So this year I decided to set myself some challenges to get me to step out of my comfort zone and to get away from the TV. One of those challenges was to sit in front of a camera, which I'm doing now. And another one of my challenges was to make use of my days off and actually get out of London and see something of the UK. So I did a little research. I decided to look for places that I could visit by train that were between 1 or 2 hours away from London. I made a list and then I checked out the ticket prices to see how much it would cost. I also found that I could also get a discount card, a 2 together rail card, which would make the ticket prices cheaper. My travelling companion for these day trips is my sister, because we always like to do things together. The first place we decided to visit was Colchester. We booked our tickets in advance online and then collected them from the station. The train was leaving from Liverpool Street and it took under an hour to get to Colchester. Colchester is in the east of England and it was apparently Britain's first city. Once we arrived at Colchester station, we found that it was about a 20-minute walk into town. You can take a taxi or an Uber, but we were there for the day and the weather was nice, so we strolled into town. There are yellow flags that you can follow that will take you into town, and every so often the flag will tell you how much further you've got to walk until you actually reach town. Whenever we visit a new place, we always head to the Tourist Information Office. This is a great place to get free information about what there is to see in a town or a city, and also to collect anything else that we need. The Tourist Office is actually located in the Holly Trees Museum, which is free to enter. The Holly Trees Museum is a Georgian townhouse and it has been restored to its 18th century decor. You can walk around and you can discover what life was like in Colchester during the 1800s. It was really interesting walking around the museum, and we discovered that there were a couple of popular nursery rhymes that apparently originated from Colchester. The museum is right next to Colchester Castle, so once we'd finished there, we wandered out into the castle park and had a lovely wander around, and then we ended up at the entrance of the castle. The first section of the castle is free for all to visit, but if you want to see more, then there is an entrance fee. As we continued on our walking tour, we ended up at First Sight, and this is the Contemporary Art Gallery in Colchester. It's free to enter, and I think there are some sections where you have to pay, but the majority of the place is free for you to wander around. And all I can say is that there was quite a lot of alternative art, which was interesting to say the least. It was fun actually, and I would recommend that you visit if you've got time. Another place that you can visit for free is the Natural History Museum. This was a converted church, and when you go in, it is quite small and it's quite dark. At first, we thought that something was wrong with the lighting, but they keep the lights dark in order to protect the building and to protect the exhibits. It's a small building, and we were in there for about 10-15 minutes. It's somewhere to go if you're really interested in animals, and I would definitely say if you've got children that you should stop in. We headed back to the high street and we went into the Slug and Lettuce for our lunch, which I would definitely recommend. As we continued with our walking tour, we headed towards the Jumbo Water Tower, which is now a Grade 2 listed building. And just around the corner from the water tower, we saw Colchester Theatre. This is a contemporary building, and so it's a nice contrast with the Grade 2 listed building and this new contemporary building. This is Victoria editing this video. As I'm putting it together, I realised that I deleted this section where I was talking about the Balkan Gate, but I didn't want to leave out the footage. So here I am putting in this extra bit. As we wandered around town, we noticed that there were quite a few statues and installations of elephants. I later read that this was inspired by an emperor who arrived in Colchester with a herd of elephants to celebrate the victory of the Roman invasion. So I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone and did something different. I visited Colchester and had a fantastic time. I would definitely recommend it because it is easy to get to, it was fairly cheap, and you can see a lot of things without having to pay anything. And it is a great place to visit if you like to do things on a budget. I already know where we're going on our next trip, and once I've made the video, I will link it right here. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye. So I did a little research. Once we got to Colchester, there is one section of the castle that is free for visitors to see.